Hello friends, this is me Leneha Junsu. Welcome to my channel which is all about enhancing what you have. Today we are going to enhance our imaginations and I am going to narrate the stories that you have sent me. Now, if any of you want to share your paranormal experiences or you know someone had a ghost encounter and you want to share it, you can always DM me on my Instagram which is Leneha Junsu. I would love to have you in our stories gang. So yeah, without further ado, we're going to start. One more thing also. One thing that all of you have to do is that you have to notice that as the episodes or the series go on, do I look slim or do I look fat like in future, because unfortunately I cannot stop eating and I am eating a lot without any exercise or anything. So I really need to know how am I looking. So you have to keep a check on me, and in case you feel that I feel bloated or I'm looking fat, you have to tell me so I can control it. Okay, so let's get started. So I will be reading the stories from my phone, so that's why I will be looking down. So the first story is by Isbat Talat. And Isbat, thank you so much for sharing your story, and every one of you who share your stories with me, because I feel a little closer to you after reading your stories. I don't know if you feel the same way, but I feel it like, you know, you guys are part of now this ghost stories gang. So yeah, welcome all of you who have sent the stories. So this story is by Isbat Talat and she says, I was sitting in TV lounge that is in the center and all our rooms were connected to it. I was playing PUBG that from the corner of my eye I saw someone standing just 2 feet away from me and legit thought it was my brother. I said, Izan, please bring water. The figure did not move the moment I looked up. My sister came out of the kitchen too, and we both saw that figure running away. And I called my brother, remember? He came out of the dining room and said, yes, sister. I have been seeing figures in my house ever since I was a kid. But this one, me and my sister saw simultaneously. One time I took a bath late at night. Everyone was sleeping, so I wrapped a towel and ran in room for clothes. After changing, I went to kitchen to make noodles. Felt like I was being watched. I didn't get bothered much. TV launch lights were off, and then from the corner of my eye, I saw someone standing. When I saw, I couldn't believe myself. Because it was me. No. Hair open, bust and height same as me. I was about to pee myself standing. I swear to God. I have had diagnosed ADHD and depression. Oh, poor soul. So my dreams are mostly me tumbling down the stairs non-stop or falling from sky or drowning non-stop, and there is just no end to it. That would be so hard. I was laying in my room, eyes wide open and reading a novel. My room light flickered for a millisecond and my body started aching as if I am being pressed in bed. Few seconds and I started choking. Like, more than being scared, I feel sad for her. My eyes wide open, I saw a black figure choking me as if sitting upon me. In sleep paralysis, you get paralyzed and just cannot move or speak. I was moving like a maniac. I don't know how it released me. That is so scary. I remember this has happened a few months ago, but it was kind of like a sleep paralysis. That's how you say, right? Paralysis or paralysis, I don't know. So yeah, I was sleeping. So I'm just sharing one of my sleep paralysis encounter with you. Now I'm not purposely saying that it was some type of ghost or what, I don't know. So I remember I slept around 6:30 am because my brother and my mother went out of city. Suddenly I felt a figure because I was sleeping sideways, like something just came and sat on my side. I remember waking up, but I was unable to move. Sleep paralysis, right? But I can feel from the corner of my eye that something is sitting here, something that is not very heavy or something. So I remember that, and I remember pushing that thing away from my body. Okay, and the moment I pushed that thing away, it just came back and sat on my side, right? And I remember this thing just went on for half an hour or so. I don't know, it was paralysis, and I was unable to move. I was freaking out, and I remember I was reciting Ayatul Kursi and my mouth was shut, only my tongue was moving. So I still don't know what was it, sleep paralysis, or I don't know what. Okay, so this next story is by Hamayal Sikandar. Okay, so here goes one. Well, we have 3 bedrooms, okay? Like one my parents, one of my sisters, and one is mine. Mine doesn't have a bathroom, while my sisters and parents have an attached bath. So like a year ago, my aunt was visiting us, so she and her family were staying in my sister's room, and my sister was sleeping with my parents. And at night, when I need to use the bathroom, I go to my parents' room and I keep a flashlight with me that I use for when I wake up at night. So this day, I go to the bathroom, come back to my room, and then 5 minutes later get up again to drink water from the kitchen. Next day in the morning, I woke up and my mom and my sister were acting weird. They kept on asking me if I went to toilet twice that night, and I told them no. I only went once. So what happened that night was my sister saw me go to the toilet when I did, but I think she slept after that. I didn't see me leave. Then she and my mom both woke up because of loud sounds of water filling up a bucket in the toilet. Like really loud sounds of tap water filling up a bucket really fast and loud. And my mom asked my sister about it. Her sister is like, Hamayal is in the washroom since so long. Mother, why she needs to fill a damn bucket in the middle of night? And then my sister sees me coming out of my room and go to the kitchen with my flashlight in hand and then go back to my room. And that's when both of my mom and sis go like, if Hamayal is in her room, who is in the washroom? And then my mom suggests that maybe I forgot the tap open and left. So she gets up to close the tap in the toilet, and then suddenly it stops on its own. Now my mom and sis are really scared, like what the. And then there are loud sounds as if someone is wiping water on bathroom floor with a wiper. Clear loud voices, and they are both scared. And then it stopped. So they read all the duas and stuff and finally get up holding hands to see what's in the toilet. And guess what? There was no bucket nor viper in the toilet, and it was all dry. But they were hearing stuff loud and clear. Not scary, but weird. How is it not scary? I'm scared, like I have goosebumps. Oh, and one more. This happened like 3 days ago. My sister and I go in the parking area to play with my cats downstairs every night. So again, we play and we come back upstairs. And one of my cats is sitting outside our main apartment door. So we sit beside her, play with her, and start tickling her. So we are sitting outside my apartment door, tickling my cat. And suddenly, there is a loud voice, as if someone jumped on this gate, hit it hard multiple times. It's a metallic gate, so imagine how loud that will be. So my sister gets scared and goes running in the house. I would have done the same. This is like front of my apartment door, and that was where my cat was. So I tell my sister it's okay. Maybe Leo, my older cat, jumped on the door or something. My sister and I stand there and look at the gate. And I swear there was a shadow of a man moving, leaving from inside the building to outside. We were continuously looking at it, and my sister whispers to me, "Do you see what I see?" And I just nod, looking at that shadow. And she grabs me and runs inside. It was about 12 a.m. or something. This is what it was like. It had a head and shoulders and all the body parts, and it left from the door. And one more thing, the light there is on the right side. So if it was a shadow of a thing or person, it would appear off the left. But it appeared as if the light was behind, so the head was in the front. That's how I can totally tell it wasn't a person or a thing. Plus, it moved right in front of me. If you see, you can see the light bulb is on the right. This is so creepy, and Hamail has always shared some of her stories with me. I think those stories are from the same apartment, I guess. Maybe if she is willing to share more stories, then I'll let you all know about it. So all the stories that I share with all of you are from Pakistan, but this specific story is from Indonesia. So yeah, let's start. This is 5 Chiffon. I have some creepy story, but maybe it's not creepier than Hamail's story. Hamail, Fifid and me, like we are friends. It was happened on February 2018 when I did KKN program from my university. KKN is like the Student Study Service. It is a concept of linking academic study with practical experience. I'm so sorry before if my English is not good. Don't worry, mine isn't good as well. On the first day, I arrived at a village where my group conducted KKN activities. I live in one of the houses of the residents. He is the village head there. Do you guys remember we already had this story in part 1, I guess, where someone was sharing the same experience, and it was the same KKN program, if you guys remember. So I guess this KKN program is cursed. At that time, I felt someone patting my shoulder while I was taking pictures. After that, my head felt dizzy. Then I tried to sleep in the room, but I just saw a child wearing a pink dress trying to get into my body. I refused it and opened my eyes while shouting. My friends who saw me shouting asked me, "What's wrong?" And I'm telling the truth to her. For my friends who don't believe in things like this, they will say that I'm dreaming or imagining. But fortunately, there is one of my friends who is indigo. He tried to help me. The ghost revealed their existence not once, but several times. On the 7th day, I conducted KKN activities. I saw the village head walking on the porch of house at 1 a.m. and entered the empty house. I waited for him to return home for 30 minutes, but strangely he did not return. Finally, I went to the bathroom and asked my friends who were still boiling cassava in the kitchen. I asked to her, did the village head leave the house or go out from the house? She said, no, all people in that house are asleep, and only me and my friend who are still awake. To be sure, I went to the family room where the village head slept with his wife and children, and yeah, all of them have slept. Then the question is, who did I saw outside the house earlier? His clothes and stature were the same as the village head. After I told to my friend, She helped me to cover all the glass windows with cloth and cardboard because the front of the village's house is a forest and it's very dark. My friends who are indigo also said that he saw there are many ghosts who follow me who come from the forest. Their faces are scary. This is my creepy story only. Yeah. Wow, the village is beautiful. Just love it. So yeah, this next story is by Asma Ishfaq from Saudi Arabia. When I was traveling from Riyadh to Makkah with my family for Umrah by road, we stopped at many gas stations for buying snacks or for using bathrooms. I miss Saudia. But after 6 hours of driving, my father got all tired up and he just wanted to take nap for a few hours. So he stopped the car at gas station and fell asleep in the car because there were no hotel or rooms at the gas station. And it was 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning. Now we all know from past few parts that I have done what happens at 3 a.m. Meanwhile, me and my sister were playing on the passenger seat. Rest of my family members were sleeping and it was all dark around us. When I was busy playing and giggling with my sister, I saw an old man with curly hair standing right next to my father's driving seat. He wasn't even visible. All I could see was his black colored existence from top to bottom, and he had long walking stick in his hands, and it felt he was staring at us. I want to tell all of you that Saudi Arabia or Oman, these areas are the countries are, sorry, I'm saying areas. These countries are the countries where before anything used to live, jinns used to reside. Just because jinns used to live there, every now and then many people face certain things because obviously jinns are there, and I've heard many stories. I've requested a friend of mine in Oman if she can share her stories because Oman is just filled with such stories. There was another car parked right in front of our car, so that old man started to shakingly walking from side to front, and in these 2 to 3 seconds I asked my sister, "Did you see that old man walking right there?" She said, "Yes." We got so scared, we tried to hide from that thing by putting small blankets on ourselves because he was slowly coming from front side to our window side. We screamed while hiding, which made my family wake up, and there was no one. He vanished. Scary, right? It's creepy. This next story is by Tejas Thakur, and this person is from India. In my college, when I was pursuing my first year studies, the entry was restricted in college after 7 p.m. But as I was in theaters group, we all were practicing for a drama. It was almost 7:30. We were winding up all the things. So I went to fill the bottle, which was in another passage. So our branch is having 2 wings, which is connected by a passage. So I went in other wing to fill the bottle. When I was filling the bottle, I heard some voice. Something just like door banging. Actually, I can feel the negative thing if there is some negative energy around me. Little bit I can do. So I hurried up and just started moving. I heard another bang. First I thought it was air. But later, when I moved 2 steps more forward, I heard another banging of door. And it was clear like how we normally bang, and someone was peeking at me from that classroom. I was able to see only his shadow and that shiny eyes. Goosebumps. I just started running and stopped where the others were. I got high fever next day. Then my senior told me that the girl was found dead in the same place. I did ask about the girl, and that person told me that this was a college student that died 7 years ago. It was Garba night in college, and the timing was between 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. of this incident. After that incident, no one was allowed to do functions after 6 in the college. I'm okay as I'm not scared by such incidents, as I love to investigate the paranormal activity. Later on, this person asked me where I was from, and when I told this person that I was from Pakistan, this person blocked me. So yeah, that was all for this part, and I will do another part soon. So make sure to send your ghost stories to me on my Instagram, which is Leneha Junsu. Make sure you do it and don't forget about it, because you have to be part of our ghost stories gang. Okay, see you. Bye bye.